Hey folks, this is Ben Gessel. I may be doing a lot of these videos this summer because I'm going to be doing more, try to do more of this kind of thing I'm just doing right now, earlier in the day or maybe later. So, of course, what I'll be talking about will vary, of course, quite a bit. So, first thing to mention here, and I have some time. I have some time right now in between teaching music lessons, doing online music lessons, and right now, apparently, we're in a transition period to phase two, as far as I know, as far as anyone knows in Washington State. We're in a transition period to I think we're I think we're out of the rough. So I've had at least more of my music students and families and parents are ready for lessons in home. And man, I'm just dying to do whatever I can. Masks, 6 feet apart, whatever I can do. It's my livelihood. No one. One of the worst things about what's happened is a lot of people losing their sustenance to some extent or another. Sometimes all of it, sometimes part of it. Some people, they just work from home. Whatever is the case, it's been different for everyone. And yeah, I mean, as you guys know full well, I'm ready to get back to normal. So thinking, I think we're in phase two. It's just, I don't know how anybody has any patience to listen to Governor Inslee for hours and hours drone on about stuff. All we want is, yes, you can go back to work. Yes, these are the jobs where you can work. These are the jobs still risky. This is what you need to do if you're going back to work. um, just really straightforward stuff. We don't want to, just all we want is clarity. We just want the bullet points, Governor. If you want to put up a website with more information, you can do that. But people can read that more in the leisure. But if you're talking on TV, no, man, we want bullet points. So, anyway, so that's going on. So, something else I was going to mention. What was it? For some reason, now I'm going to go this way here for a bit. Oh, just to mention this one other thing. So I made a video game review about Star Wars KOTOR 2. Oh yeah, I remember what I was talking about now. But there was a bit more going on with the game. I thought I was going to end, well, there's a little bit more to it, and I finished that up. Basically beat the game, no big deal. So hopefully you guys can check that out at your earliest convenience. So we had next to the house I'm at, I'm renting a room. We had some company that was cutting down branches of a tree, a big tree, and other such things, and using a vehicle of some sort, some kind of wood chopping device. At 8 in the morning recently. This was, I think, yesterday. And the same thing was happening this morning. Of course, every city is a little different regarding their noise ordinance laws. And nobody has a decibel level reader, so this is a fairly common, I think, complaint. But my older landlord who lives closer to where the construction or the cutting of the wood was occurring, he was still asleep at 8 in the morning when this started happening. And of course it was all legal and stuff, but it was definitely not pleasant for him because it was quite loud. And although it seems like the company notified the person that, it was all something where the person's property where this was happening, they knew what was happening, and so they were gone when this was happening. But there's no way my landlord knew what was happening because they didn't tell him, and the whole neighborhood didn't know about it, at least the cul-de-sac where I'm at. So because of that, we had to deal with all this noise. At the same time, we're just kind of loosening up COVID-19 restrictions, but we're basically still kind of somewhat homebound. Somewhat. And it was very vexing. It was kind of, to be honest, it was a little bit thoughtless, careless. In my opinion, when you operate any kind of machinery, mechanical, whatever, and it's pushing 100 decibels, it's loud. You can hear it very clearly. It's loud. When you get that kind of stuff going on, not just chainsaws, but you got stuff that's much louder than that, you want to notify your neighbors about something like that's going to happen. So if you guys have any feedback in that regard, I'm definitely all ears. This gets very legal, but some of those common courtesy things. In my entire life, I have never, ever, whether it's musically related or something else, caused that much of a disturbance to neighbors at all. And if I ever did, I would have said, hey, it's perfectly legitimate. They had to cut down the tree, I understand. And if they were technically within the time frame that was legal to do so, but they didn't give any advance notice that was happening, so that we could be like, oh, maybe we should take an early morning trip somewhere. Don't have to buy anything, just go to a park or something. avoid the noise. But we're lucky enough that parks are supposedly open right now. Okay, so I'm gonna try to move on to some other subjects here. I just feel like we're all very confused. People have answers to things, but on some level, it's like which one of us truly understands everything that's going on right now? And someone says, "Oh, I have all the answers." Of course, it goes without saying. Well, what are we talking about here? Are we talking about? Yeah, it's just. We've always known. We've always, in the democracy, we've always been used to the First Amendment. We've always been used to having freedom to believe what we believe about, stuff that is more in that arena, right? Can can believe what you want to believe about almost anything, but it's like, what I'm talking about is just the day and age we live in, where there's so many rumors, there's so much half-truths, there's so much deception that you're wondering. I just, folks, my landlord, he's from an earlier generation where he watches the news. I don't watch the news. It's his TV. He watches the TV. I don't bother with TV. You don't need the news. You just don't need the news. You know what's going on because people tell you. You have YouTube. Even if you don't agree with the slant, or if you don't get the full shebang of what's happening because some whatever news source is opinionated, you know what's going on just from internet stuff. And you sort out, probably pretty quickly for yourselves, what's probably happening. Now, of course, some conspiracies will continue to exist. Many differences of opinion will continue. This is just the nature of life we live in right now. But in my opinion, folks, watching the news is, I've been told this before, this is someone else I knew. This is not just me. Watching the news is angering. It's depressing. It's not healthy. I was told by my humanities teacher in high school, as long as you guys are reading the paper or watching the news, you'll be okay. Again, he's from an earlier generation. No. You don't have to do that to be okay. To truly be okay, that's not necessary. What you need to know is what? Well, you need to know that you're going to be financially okay. You're going to have enough to eat. You're not going to be kicked out of your place. That you're in a place spiritually that's not too bad, right? That you'll be hopefully able to live with God again. Or whatever you want to believe religiously, but that you're feeling pretty good spiritually. And then, it's the basics. It's food, clothing, shelter, love, other people, security, that triangle, psychological triangle. And, as long as your basics are taken care of psychologically, you're healthy, you truly are eating healthy, whole foods, not processed foods, then you'll be okay. That news stuff, man. And again, I mentioned this before. This is from a different train of thought, but it's just that, who controls the news, man? You wonder why you keep hearing the same stuff, and why everybody's always the way they are, and why you never feel like you're really hearing the real truth of everything. Well, it's because reporters, people that own news stuff, whether it's newspapers or TV or whatever, they're all owned by people that don't want you to know what's really going on. We've been talking about this, for the longest time. People don't seem to get it. You never hear about the things that truly, really matter. You'll hear about big news events and this, but not the stuff that's life-changing. And the reason why you never hear about the stuff that's will result in true justice for everybody, and true mercy, and true all this other stuff, it's because the people that own the stuff, they don't want you to know that stuff. They want you to keep you down, keep you subservient to the system. To my dying breath, I'm not going to change my mind about this stuff. Why would I trust mainstream media? Why? What has mainstream media ever done for me? What have they ever done? What have they ever done for you? What is ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox? It doesn't matter who it is. They've had great shows. I love their TV shows, the cartoons growing up. But that's, when it comes to news, that's an entirely different matter. So I've loved their programming, or at least some of it. But, folks, I'm going to go back the way I came. Somebody's having an issue with the dog. I just don't want to. When we have this many people out and about, by the way, in sidewalks, I mentioned this before in some other videos, I just try to give people common courtesy and just not mess with them. But yeah, I saw some person literally just yanking their dog on a leash just now. I don't want to have anything to do with people that treating their dogs like that, unless their dogs are like leaping out in the road and about to die. So, anyway, aside from that, yeah, what has the mainstream media ever done for any of us, news-wise? I mean, news-wise. I'm not talking about the character or how well they've done their jobs for any of people that are involved with actually broadcasting the news. I am talking about their bosses and then their bosses. You know what I'm talking about. Look, Ron Burgundy just reads the news. He doesn't make the news. And besides, the whole thing was just a TV show. But you know what I'm talking about. Burgundy doesn't have... Anyway. Walter Cronkite, and Dan Rather, all those guys. I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm just saying that Walter Cronkite was the voice of the freaking, I don't know what god, Bohemian Grove. Yeah, he's a member there. Walter Cronkite, he's done stuff with the Tab Choir, man. I'm not saying he's evil. I'm just saying, what is up there? So, by the way, there was a video, I don't know who made it, might have been a bigger channel like MASH or something. They're asking, so which news reporters do you guys respect or like? Which one of them, I was like, someone said none of them, right? So, it's not just a question of character, although there's many different sides to character, folks. Many, many, many different sides to character, as you know. And I mean, I'm talking about something like just an older way of thinking versus newer ways of thinking, or more quote progressive ways of thinking, unquote. And it's just everything from that to trying to be part of the club without being part of the club, so to speak, and I don't know what's going on with these newspaper reporters. I have no idea what their character is like, but you can get impressions of what they're like. And not just reporters, but like pundits and talk show hosts and everybody on TV. All the big names on TV. But when push comes to shove, we want to know what's really going on. We just want the raw news. We don't want opinions. We want what's going on, and we'll make our own opinions based on our own values, right? That's how it works. But when you have the owners of media that won't let you know what is really going on, that's where there's a problem. I'm gonna end this video. There's way too many pedestrians. I don't want to film them. Catch you guys later. Take care. Bye.